Hi, friends. I hope you are safe and sound and coping up very well with the pandemic that we are facing. And today I'm going to talk about stress and depression. And I'm sure right from the 2 year toddler to the 80-year-old grandfather, grandmother, everybody's under a lot of stress these days. We cannot avoid that stress, but definitely there are ways and means to tackle the stress, to reduce the stress, to control it to an extent. So let's see what are those ways. Let me begin with a recent thing that shocked everybody, almost everybody. Everybody felt very sad, very depressed after hearing this news. And I'm talking about Sushant Singh Rajput. Now, there are a lot of things going on in terms of whether he actually committed a suicide or there was a murder, a planned murder, or he was forced to commit suicide. So, truth will come out. But one thing is for sure that he was undergoing a lot of stress. And as you can see, he's not the only one. There have been many celebrities, many highly successful people who have actually committed suicide in the recent past. So I think the most famous one is Robin Williams, and all of us who have seen his movies, his acts. The one that I remember the most is Mrs. Doubtfire, and he was absolutely brilliant. So a highly successful person like him has committed suicide. So if you look at the list, these people are were successful in their own way. They had earned money, they had earned fame, and yet they were not happy with their lives. And most of them went into depression. I mean, I can even talk about Michael Jackson, the great Michael Jackson, and his last days were really horrible. He was going through the depression for long. Okay, so all of us might think as to why this happens, why so many successful people, uh, after having achieved everything that they dreamt of, commit suicide. So, see, definitely one thing is very clear that, and Sushant Singh Rajput in one of his speeches told himself that what he has realized is that happiness is not equal to money plus fame. It is definitely much, much more beyond that. Okay. So I have seen some of us, I know some of us are really running behind either fame or money. But remember, happiness is something else. It does not equate to fame plus money. Okay. So let's try to find out what brings us, what do you mean by stress, and why it happens. Okay. So if you try to define stress, it is very difficult to define, but everybody knows what it feels like, right? It's a state of the mind. In NLP parlance, it's a state of the mind. And when we feel stressed, something happens in our body. Everybody has gone through this experience, but probably it will be very difficult to spell it out. But let's try to give it some definition. Okay. So there might be some situations or events or scenarios that put pressure on us. And why we are under pressure? Either we are not in control of the situation, uh, that is one reason primarily. And sometimes when we are under pressure, we generally get a feeling that the demands that are placed on us, we will be it will be very difficult to cope with those demands. So these two are typically helpful in defining what is stress. As I said, it is very difficult to actually define what it is, but just remember that it's a state of mind where you more or less feel out of control uh, around some scenario, some situation, or some event. And a prolonged stress actually converts itself into depression. So when a person is in depression, whatever has happened in his or her past life, he lives in that moment only. He doesn't get out of that moment. He is not living in the present moment as of today. He feels he is in such a state of mind that he feels whatever tragedy that has happened, it is happening as of now, and that's why it's very difficult to come out of depression. And you would have heard that people do treat themselves to get out of depression by taking some medication, some pills. Yes, they have some effect, but they have some side effects as well. So today, what we are going to see is what we are going to talk about is there are some other ways of reducing stress so that it helps you in your day-to-day life. They are very easy things to do, and along with your medication, if you are opting for that, these things will definitely help you reduce the stress. So let's see what those things are. But before that, let's see what stress does to our body. So as you can see in the graph, it actually impacts right from head to toe. It has an impact on everything, every part of the body. Uh, Brain, I mean, you will find it very difficult to concentrate when you are stressed out. Obviously it leads to anxiety, depression, and all this other mood swings and all that stuff. It can impact skin. I have seen some people which are under a lot of stress, a lot of hair loss happens. They get some rashes here and there. They get some dry skin, so on and so forth. So I'm not saying with everybody under stress this happens, but one of these things will happen when you are under a prolonged stress. Obviously, cardiovascular, heart related activities issues are there. It impacts joints and muscles. It impacts your gut, all your all your digestive systems, all the systems which are there running for you 24 hours a day. It impacts your reproductive system, your immune system. So if you see overall, if you don't vent out, if you don't reduce the stress, if you continue to live with the stress, one or the other day you will start having one of these issues or one or many of these issues. Okay, so just remember, stress is not only psychological, it impacts your body as well. And very recently the medical professionals have also started recognizing this fact that uh, there are something called as psychosomatic disorders or diseases, which are a combination of psychological issues and some of the medical issues that we know. So let's see some ways to reduce stress. One of the quickest ways to reduce stress is the fastest and easiest way is to change your body posture. Now imagine or imagine yourself in a situation when you are stressed out. Just observe and try to see your body posture. Generally, your shoulders would have been dropped. Uh, you would shrink your body, and we get into a typical posture when we are under stress, when we are worrying, right? So just try to remember that. But the easiest way to get out of that stress level is to change your body posture, and you can do it in seconds and minutes. Okay, so uh, what you see on the screen are called as power poses, and you can do a Google search, and you will get a lot of scientifically proven facts around the same. So these power poses are known to actually reduce your cortisol. So cortisol is a stress hormone. So whenever you are under stress, it's a defense mechanism of our brain to bring up the levels of this hormone to save yourself from the effects, right? So cortisol is a sign that you are under stress. So these power poses have proven to reduce cortisol by 20 to 30%, and in turn increase testosterone, which is a vitality hormone, which is, you can say, a good hormone, a happy hormone. So those levels have been shown to increase by 20 to 30%. So these power poses are something which you can practice every day morning for couple of minutes. If you can hold those poses for couple of minutes with deep breathing, it will bring in a lot of impact in terms of reducing your stress levels. So apart from this, see, in general, you need to get your body moving, right? So just imagine when you are at your peak state, you have that energy in your body. You are doing something with your body. You are either you are jogging, you are dancing to the tune, or you are doing some of the other exercise. So just so if you have ever been to gym, or if you do some jogging, if you do some aerobics, dancing, some kind of exercise, just after doing that exercise, if you go in that state, just imagine how happy you are, because when you do exercise, when you do move your body, your brain releases endorphins, which are feel good hormones, right? And we actually carried that energy, that freshness throughout the day. Okay, so one of the most important ways to reduce stress is to get your body involved with the power poses, and then doing one of these exercises. You can even do a walk for 15 minutes, and you can actually see the difference it makes throughout the day. I think this is quite obvious, but sometimes you have to be reminded. But power poses is something you would have heard for the first time. But if you are interested, do search around it. You will get a lot of information, and there have been scientifically proven experiments who have brought these results. Okay, so let's move on to some other measures of reducing stress. And I think music is one of the biggest healers, and in fact there are therapies with which people get good results. So you can either play a music, or you can listen to the music. You can sing, or you can listen to the songs of your own choice. I mean, just imagine you are in that mood where you have your favorite song or favorite number playing on the system. So just go in that feeling and see how uh, how it calms you down, how it makes you happy, how it makes you satisfied. Okay, so remember, music is one of the greatest healers, and proven over a period of time. Another thing you can start doing is writing down a diary, or sometimes it is called a journal as well. So throughout the day, whatever has happened, whatever scenarios, situations you have gone through, write it down in a diary. Writing down involves your entire body. Your hand is involved, your eyes are involved, uh, obviously your brain is involved, right? So writing down certain things helps you to stress out, vent out certain things if they are inside your mind, and you are not able to express them verbally to somebody. You can write it down. That helps a lot in terms of reducing the stress. Laughter, comedy, I don't need to explain it, but sometimes in today's the pace at which we live, the pace at which we are running or striving to achieve something, we sometimes forget to laugh even for days together, right? So consciously do this. And the easiest thing to do this is to spend time with children. Children typically from age 1 to 3, their innocence, their laughter, their the things that they are doing will make you laugh, and that laughter is really pure. Okay, I mean, obviously you can watch some of the comedy shows, you can watch some of the laughter shows, some stand up comedians, but probably the purest way is to get in touch with a child, and get that innocence, get that purity in your laughter. Okay, meditation and deep breathing, obviously very well known in our culture. Even 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of time for your own sake, where nobody is disturbing you. You are on your own. There are no sounds. So go to a place which is very calm. I know it's very difficult to find. So get up early in the morning, get that fresh air, get that pure air, and meditate for 10 to 15 minutes. You can slowly increase your meditation time, and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to try hard. Just get into that very comfortable posture and start breathing, and just concentrate on breathing, how you are inhaling the air and how you are exhaling the air. Slowly, with practice, you will start getting calmer and calmer with as the time goes, and you will be able to do it for more time. And you can google it. There are a lot of videos on YouTube, and there are a lot of methods to do meditation. But meditation and deep breathing as a combination will help you a lot. And you can in fact do it twice or thrice a day, once early morning, sometime during the day, and maybe one more time just before you sleep. So very effective method, and as I said, it is very well known in our culture. Now, if see, what we have seen is one of the reasons of having a stress, that sometimes you are not able to express yourself. Sometimes you don't get the chance to vent out. So sometimes it is uh, very helpful to call a friend, call somebody who is very close to you, call somebody who understands you, and talk to him. Express your feelings with him. It may not be your spouse sometimes, but it may be a friend, a relative, your boss, your coach, can be anybody. But try to talk to a person. You will feel 100 times lighter when we do this. Okay. And the last but not the least, and for me, it is the most important aspect, that you need to define your own success measures. You cannot compare yourself with anybody else in the world, or you should not do that. And that's one of the primary reasons of the stress, comparison. And that happens right from our early childhood. I mean, our parents do intend in a good manner, but what they end up doing is that they always compare yourself with your friends, your brother, your sister, somebody who is doing better than you. But remember, every individual has his or her own strengths and weaknesses. So you need to define your own success measures, and then only you will be able to reduce stress. Otherwise, there is no end to this competition. There is no end to peer pressure. There is no end to getting yourself compared with somebody who is doing better than you. I mean, if you feel after reaching certain level you will be happy, you won't have that stress, you're wrong. I mean, as you move up the stress, you will find that you are in more mess in terms of expectations from yourself. Okay. So define your own success measures. Never compare yourself with others, because you have your unique strengths and weaknesses. Okay. So these are some of the ways that uh, will help you to reduce stress. And as we have seen, before it gets converted into depression, start using these ways so that you can control or reduce the stress. See, if you have seen my ABC model video, we cannot control the external environment. We cannot control what happens to us, but we can definitely control how do we respond to that by using some of these tools and techniques. Okay. So please do reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help you. If you're suffering from stress or depression, you are anxious, anxiety, stage fear, if you want to get rid of bad habits, if you're having relationship issues, if you're having low confidence, low soul self esteem, so on and so forth, here is my contact number. So if you see that this is adding value, do like the video, share the video, and press the bell icon for my channel, so that you will start getting the notifications. Thank you and have a good day ahead. Bye.